Back. So we've all heard that we need money to save money when we're done working, of course, but many of us, we don't really like to talk about how to spend money once we've hit retirement. Well, that's why Leonard from Global Health Solutions is here to offer us some advice. Thank you so much for coming back. Really appreciate it. You got some great advice when it comes to retirement, and I think this really does kind of hit the nail on the head, which is we keep talking about saving money for retirement, but then when you get there, you know, you got to spend some money.
Sure.
So what are some of like the tips that you need to do in order to wisely spend money when you're in your retirement?
Sure. Well, the important thing is just before retirement, of course, like you said, you're managing your money for growth. But after retirement, now we have to obviously make sure that we have an income coming in. So the challenge there obviously is low interest rates. We talked about that in the book. Uber low interest rates are really difficult for people, even pension funds, to manage money, as you saw in the news with GE recently. So it's important for individuals to make sure that they have income coming in to take care of the daily needs, the necessities of life. You know, so we recommend separating those out, earmarking funds in order to do that. So a lot of times we'll start out by labeling some of our money as our paychecks, making sure that we have our necessities of life, our electric bill, you know, our taxes, all those things taken care of, to make sure that we don't have to worry about the ebbs and flows of the stock and the bond market.
No, absolutely. Well, speaking kind of going that way, investments, risky investments, smart investments. Let's kind of go throughout the gamut of these when it comes to you know, investing your money post-retirement.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so it's interesting. The poet Oscar Wilde, he made the statement that it's better to have a permanent income than to be fascinating. Well, it's kind of a funny statement, but it's very true.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of times, where do we put our money in order to have that permanent income? You know, a lot of people will turn to CDs, some will turn to money markets so that they don't have the problems with the ebbs and flows of the stock and bond market. Some people these days will turn to annuities, where they provide a guaranteed income for life in order to be able to make sure that those paychecks are continuing to come in just like a pension would, or if you were working, just like a paycheck would.
So we're talking about the investments, and we've been talking about you know, different ways that people can kind of utilize this as we're moving into retirement. What other planning options or suggestions do you offer, Leonard, for people who are either in retirement now or they're going to be in a couple years?
Yeah. So it's important to sit down again and look at your portfolio, look at how it's positioned prior to retirement. You want to get as much growth as you possibly can, but as you get into that window of about 5 years prior to retirement, you really need to start structuring it so that you're generating income from it, interest and dividends. And you know, there are things like preferred stocks or floating rate funds that are different alternatives to, you know, interest sensitive type funds, where if interest rates eventually start to rise, then we don't want to lose principal on that investment, but we'll continue to be able to generate some sort of an income stream from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, some really great advice, Leonard. Thank you so much. I know it can get very complicated when we're talking about retirement, what to do, when to do it, and you have broken it down very, very nicely, and we'll have some more information on everything that Leonard talked about up on our website. Just head to 13onyourside.com. We'll stick around. We'll be right back.